less rocky. I always look down. I always feel like I've not got enough gap, and I stick my hand in there, and there's 1.5 feet in there.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
It's wonderful, and you're so close to your horse, aren't you?
Yeah. And it's an optical illusion. From the side, it can look very close, but there's heaps of room in there. And when I stand up, that's my test, is to see, can I get my hand in and out comfortably, you know, while I'm standing.
Yeah.
Because, you know, when you're standing next to the saddle on the ground, that's all very well, but if you're doing a lot of standing and balance exercises that we do, especially in vaulting, you want that really, really clear. It's very, very important. And what I've noticed is this horse didn't have terribly much sideways when we started only a couple of weeks ago, and I think that he had been so used to hitting the side of the saddle that he was like, oh. And if he did get sideways, there was absolutely no bend. It was only dead straight leg yield. We didn't have any kind of hint of bend. So something we work on a lot is cutting the corner and then moving the horse very softly to the side with bend. So this is what I'm going to show you now is how far we've come in just a couple of weeks. Now that's halfway to a shoulder in, and shoulder in is 3rd or 4th year, but we've done it in 3 weeks.
That's incredible.
Without any force. You see I've got no spurs on.
Yeah.
I've got no... I got dirty boots.
Oh, I don't want photographs.
I got no spurs, no whip, and just softly asking with this part of my leg, with the calf, to just move over. And because there's nothing there stopping him moving over, then he's doing it really quite nicely. So.
Well, and for the first time in his life, he's in a saddle. He'd never been in the Parelli saddle until a few weeks ago, so he didn't trust that he could.
No,
bend.
and he'd been in a Western saddle, and there was there was big holes here, and. I regret not taking photos of him day one, but to be honest, I was a little ashamed going, oh God, it's so ugly that I didn't want anybody to see. Now looking back, I should have taken photos.
I think I got
I'm
one.
Not kidding that deep.
There was.
The scapula just stuck out like a Ethiopian runner, and he just, it really was. And I remember when Linda first saw him, she went, oh, yeah. And the other day, yesterday, she went, oh, he's looking really nice, you know. And Amanda, the producer of the show, oh, wow, you know, he's nicely presented and looking muscled and ready for the show. And so I'm very, very happy with that.
3 weeks, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, and, you know, and he's just so relaxed and so calm. And, he loves his mummy. He loves his new saddle. And I mean, I actually bought this saddle, and I could have bought anything. You know, people trying to throw saddles at me left, right, and centre. And it was the combination of the saddle and the saddle pad, because I think the saddle is 75% of it, but the pad is it's a big part of the deal, because I've seen this saddle with just little thin pads, and it's okay, it's good. But with this pad and the combination of the saddle, that's, for me, the Rolls Royce. And
well, thank you. We worked hard on that, Colleen, and we appreciate you. And you wanted the saddle so badly, you bought a brown one for your black horse.
I know, because I was in a hurry. And I don't care.
And you ordered a black one, so you'll have a brown
black one, and I ordered a 3rd one today, so that we can have one on the trade stand for people to sit on as well. And you know, if I'm going to actually buy a saddle myself with my own hard-earned cash, I could buy any brand known to man, and people offer me saddles all the time and to ride in and perform in, but I've said no for years.
Really?
So I'm like, oh, I didn't like this bit, I didn't like that bit, and it was when I rode in Linda's saddle on Hot Jazz, and I was looking down, I'm going, what is that thing moving? And it was just a freak of nature, and I've ridden Grand Prix horses all my life, and well, not all my life, but for years and years, and I've never seen that movement like that throughout the shoulder. Because
or felt it up and under you. You feel the whole...
Up and under, but this I could see, because a lot of people will never feel it. Like people, my para questions, they'll never feel it because they're in a wheelchair. But this, you can see it with your own 2 eyes. You put a little dot on that shoulder, and it's going like this. And I don't ever recall seeing that in any other pad or saddle. I really just honestly don't. And you know, and that's why I went out and bought one. I love it. I'm very, very happy with it. So.
Well, we're thrilled to hear that, Colleen. It gives
It's
gives
fun.
us great confidence in what we're doing. The horses tell us, of course. It's wonderful to hear from someone who can articulate as you can with the experience you have.
Well, I'm a shorter rider, so I chose quite short. So I chose the all-purpose saddle because I like to do a little bit downhill, a little bit uphill and stuff like that. But I'm getting a dressage saddle as well, and I like it because I can practice my standing and my balance that we do every day, these standing exercises. And it holds me in, but it doesn't get in my way. You get a whole lot of blocks out at the front here, and flying changes. This part of your body is just locked like a rigid piece of concrete, and you can't be fluid, you can't dance. And, you know, those big, huge blocks here and here, well, welcome to the Australian stock saddle. And that's okay if you're a stockman and you don't mind, you don't need bend and you don't need fluidity. You need to crash into a steer. But, you know, I think that the fluidness and the dancing of the rider is gone. They're very stiff and they're very locked into their position, and I don't want to be like that. I want a fluid position where I can stand up and use my weight aid and then sit down quietly and the horse doesn't mind, you know. And but like I said before, the difference in this horse, when we first got him, he completely channeled his Percheron and he was plodding along going plip, plop, plip. And now I'm going, woo boy, steady, steady. Every couple of strides I'm going, steady, come back here, you know, because he's just happy like now. He's just happy to go. And
he's gorgeous.
Very happy with that.
Gorgeous, gorgeous.
So I wanted to show you some of this bend sideways, and you'll see a little bit of crossover of the back legs. And when the back leg, in this case we'll be going this way, so the left hind will be coming underneath the centre of the girth a little tiny bit. But if the left hind hit this part of the saddle and didn't like it, well, the horse wouldn't want to go and wouldn't want to go sideways. So, and not with the bend. So I'm going to do a couple of little circles and then just move towards the wall so you can see it from behind and see how easy it is.